Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome or welcome back to Love, Light, and Power. So, today's reading is all about your soul's unique blueprint for long term abundance. And I'm not just talking about temporary wins, but the kind of prosperity that aligns with your purpose, feels sustainable, and supports your entire life path. So, we are diving into the energetic codes and karmic blessings you are meant to unlock in this lifetime. So, whether it's through your career, your relationships, or your spiritual evolution, so this is about your true wealth story and what your soul came here to create and receive. So, as always, take a deep breath, connect with your higher self, and choose the pile that calls to your soul the most. So, as always, we have pile number one, which is basically these tarot cards if you're drawn towards this pile, and for that we have this rose quartz in this form, which has, I think, the mantra Om Mani Padme Om inscribed on it. This is pile number one. Then pile number two is basically this rose quartz, which is in this shape. I think it's called an extractor if you're drawn towards this shape. And these are the tarot cards for pile number two. And for pile number three, we have the rose quartz in this tumble form. So whichever pile you're drawn towards the most, whether it's bases the cards or the rose quartz, you can choose the pile or based on your intuition. And in case for some reason your intuition is not supporting you, then I'll divide these piles into 4 months each pile. So whichever month your birthday falls into, you can choose that pile. That is only if your intuition is not helping you out. Okay, so for pile number one, I'll put in these two, pile number two, and pile number three, the rest four. So pile number one, we have January, September, August, and May. Pile number two, we have November, February, April, March. And for pile number three, we have June, December, October, July. So without any further ado, let's just dive into your readings. Hey, pile number one, welcome to your reading. So you were drawn to this pile because you were drawn towards either this crystal or these cards, or probably you were drawn to this pile because your birthday either falls in the month of January, May, August, or September. So let's quickly pull out the cards. So we will pull out the cards basis the following questions. We will ask, what are your current energies around abundance and prosperity? Then what is part of your soul's unique design or purpose for long-term abundance? And what action or shift is needed to align with this blueprint? And finally, what kind of abundance is trying to manifest for you next? So let's quickly pull out the cards first. So we'll take a look at your current energies of pile number one. Bottom of the deck is the moon card. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords, Page of Cups, the Hierophant, the Sun, the Magician. Then we have the King of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Four of Wands. And finally, we have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. So first up, we have the current energies, and your current energies are depicted by these cards, which is the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Okay, so now this looks quite intense in terms of your current energies. The first feeling I'm getting is that you are tired. Now, I don't know, this feels like someone who's been trying really hard for a long time. Like you've shown up, you've worked, you've hoped, and yet it's like you're still not seeing the results you expected. So you might be like, waking up in the middle of the night and, worried about certain things like your bills or, certain decisions, or maybe even just wondering if you're ever going to make it. So there's some quiet fear here, even if you don't speak it out loud. I can sense there's some kind of fear, worry over here. So those are your current energies. But then, I'm also getting something over here. You haven't given up because you have this Page of Cups, which is showing me that, despite the stress, worry, the waiting, your heart is still open. There's still that, that dream inside of you. It could be a creative idea or side hustle, or maybe even just the desire to, live more freely and authentically. So you haven't let the world, harden you. And that's powerful. That's actually your soul's secret weapon, So that's really good. That's really good. Despite all the worry, all the fears, all the trouble that you're going through currently, you still have that glimmer of hope within you. So next up, now let's see what is that, what is part of your soul's unique design or purpose for long-term abundance. What's that unique design? What's that unique blueprint that your soul, has? For that, we have the Hierophant, the Sun, and the Magician. Now, these are, these are excellent cards. So, and this, this combination is like, what do I say? It's beautifully powerful. You are someone who is meant to blend wisdom, joy, and manifestation in a way that uplifts others. So, like with this Hierophant, you carry like a deep inner knowing. Like maybe you are the go-to person in your circle when, someone needs advice, spiritual guidance, or even just a safe space to talk, someone to talk to. So you are not meant to chase abundance in a shallow way. You're meant to create wealth through teaching, healing, or mentoring. So, or even if it's just being a wise example to others, like you are that kind of a person, like a mentor. And this Sun is telling me that joy is your compass. When you are lit up, when you're doing what you love, laughing, being in the moment, your vibration soars. And when your vibration soars, abundance follows naturally. And your vibration is very infectious, because the moment your vibration soars, the people around you, even their vibration soars. That is the kind of feeling I'm getting. That's your blueprint. And then we have the Magician. So uh, you know you are a creator. Your words, your energy, your ideas, they are magnetic, and you were born to make things happen, whether it's through spiritual work, content creation, or business leadership. You have all the tools, even if it hasn't felt like it lately, with this kind of energy that you're going through currently, but you have it in you. So your soul's abundance isn't about following someone else's formula. It's about bringing your light and your wisdom together to lead in your own authentic way. You have your own authentic way over here, for your soul's blueprint. Now, next up, what action or shift is needed for you to align with this blueprint? For that, we have the King of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Four of Wands. Now, let me see. So this is where, this is where it's getting practical. First, with the King of Pentacles, Spirit is saying, you need to start seeing yourself as someone who's already abundant. So this is not about, someday when I'm rich kind of a, not that kind of a mindset. It's about embodying this energy of wealth now, and even if it's in small ways. So how does the King of Pentacles move through life? You see, he's grounded, and his trust, he basically, he trusts that the universe supports him, and he knows his worth. So he takes care of his space, of his health, his finances, even if it's imperfect. But then, we have the Hangman over here, which is telling me that maybe you're being asked to slow down just a little, to see things from a different angle, from a different perspective. So this could be a period of pausing, like shifting your perspectives, or even letting go of an old hustle that's not aligned anymore. Something that you kind of want to shift or change. It's like spirit is saying, stop pushing and start flowing. So that's the kind of energy that I'm getting. And the Four of Wands. So this is a reminder that your community, your home life, and inner stability are deeply connected to your abundance. So, is your home space supportive of your dreams? Or, are you surrounding yourself with people who believe in you? So, is your nervous system regulated enough to receive? So this card is, like a gentle reminder or a gentle nudge to create joy and celebration in your everyday life. So, don't wait for that big milestone to happen. Just, start small. Even if it is small, start now. That's the kind of message that is coming across. Now, next up we have what kind of abundance is trying to manifest for you next. Now, okay, I didn't get to the bottom of the deck as yet, but I'll kind of, I'll go to that a little later. Yes, so we have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. Now, this is what kind of abundance is trying to manifest next for you. So, now if you take a look at these cards, can we talk about how much fire is there in this next phase? So this is telling me there's a huge surge of energy, passion, and leadership which is coming your way. So this is the kind of abundance that comes from doing what excites you. Launching a passion project, taking that bold risk, or stepping into some kind of a leadership role. So I feel some of you might even take that final leap to start that business which you've been thinking about since so long, or open that healing space, or share your voice, or claim a role that once felt too big for you. Some of you are going to take that plunge. And the cool part, about this whole thing is the Knight and King together suggest that you're not just getting inspired, you are going to act on it. This is about turning your fire into form. So you are moving from I wish I could to, like, I'm doing it. Watch me. That's the kind of energy I'm getting finally. And now, I forgot to mention the bottom of the deck. So we had the Moon card at the bottom of the deck. This is like your soul whispering. You don't need to know how it all works out, because the Moon tells us maybe, whatever the result is, it's hidden. So there's mystery, and that's okay, because you don't need to have it all figured out right from the beginning. So there may be some fears or illusions or confusion that could be happening, especially your worth, your self-worth, what you're allowed to want. So let them come up and witness them and release them. That is the message that is coming across as per the bottom of the deck card. So your path to abundance isn't meant to look like, anyone else's. It's intuitive, it's magical, and it's uniquely yours. So I'll just pull out a few, a couple of oracle cards for pile number 1. Let's pull out a couple of oracle cards from this deck. One from this deck. and one I'll pull out from this deck. So first up, look at this. Work through your fears. Very clear. So this is that, depicting the moon card, which was clearly telling you that you need to work through your fears. You need to understand what's your worth. And you just need to take it slow, but kind of, have that confidence in yourself. Because you are capable of achieving that kind of success that you've been really, that kind of abundance that you've been really waiting for since so long and, worrying about since so long. Then next up, we have expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. So I feel in terms of timeline, I see some kind of a powerful change coming up for you as far as abundance is concerned, somewhere during the eclipse season, whichever is coming in next for you whenever you're watching this reading, because it's a timeless reading. So as of now, I think, next couple of months we'll have the next eclipse, or the new moon eclipse. So, or I don't know which eclipse, I'm sorry, but whichever eclipse is coming up next, you will find a powerful change happening as far as abundance, material and financial abundance is concerned. Then next up we have journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. So there's a message for some of you. Maybe you are traveling somewhere. I'm also getting right off the bat that this could also be for some of you astral travel also. I don't know why that came up. And maybe you're going to learn a lot of things on this journey, whether it's a proper physical travel, astral travel, traveling through via meditation in trance, whatever it may be, but you are learning, you're picking up new information, new energy while you are on this journey. These are going to be like, how do you say, those spiritual codes, that are going to be downloaded to you to understand how abundance works and to attract that kind of abundance. So your journey starts now. And the last card, new moon in Capricorn, step up and lead. So again, with the King of Wands, step up and lead. So you are being nudged. You're being told by spirit that you have it in you to be a leader. So it can be in any form, either as a Hierophant, King of Wands, the sun. The sun also depicts leader, So yes, there is something coming up for you, and it is more of a leadership kind of a role that is coming up for most of you. And that's your reading. So my final thoughts for you, pile number 1, is that your long-term abundance is tied to your authentic leadership, your joy, and your ability to trust your own inner wisdom. So release that, that anxiety, and take aligned action. And remember, you are not behind, you're just aligning. So let your life be guided by light and not by fear. You have the sun card. The moon is telling you that, there may be a few fears. The 9 of Swords is telling you there is fear, but you need to let go. And you just need to align with your highest self. So, and you also need to trust that the magician in you knows exactly what to do next. So that's also something that's coming up. So with that, I'll close my reading here. Pile number 1, I'm sending you so much love. And if this resonated, then drop a star emoji in the comments and let me know what part landed the most. So with that, lots of love, light, power, and magic to you all. And I'll see you in my next one. Hello, pile number 2. So you were drawn to this pile because either you were drawn towards these cards, or you may have been drawn towards this rose quartz, which is in this shape, or you may have been drawn to this pile because your birthday falls either in the month of February, March, April, or November. So without any further ado, let's dive into your reading. I'll pull out a few cards basis the following questions. We will take a look at the following questions. What is your current energy around abundance and prosperity? Then what is part of your soul's unique design or purpose for long-term abundance? What action or shift is needed to align with this blueprint? And what kind of abundance is trying to manifest for you next? So we'll quickly pull out the cards basis these questions. We'll take a look at your energy first. Bottom of the deck, we have King of Pentacles. So we have the Four of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. We have the Magician, Five of Wands, Three of Pentacles. We have the World. Sorry. We have the Knight of Wands and the Four of Cups. And the final cards we have is the Tower, Two of Pentacles, and I just removed the clarification card for these two, which is the Eight of Wands. So pile number two, when I'm looking at these cards overall, I feel this message is going to hit you a little differently because it's kind of giving me a mix of, quiet rebuilding. There's also some kind of, deep recalibration happening over here. And there are some serious inner upgrades that are coming in. So let's break them, let's break it down in a way which will make it kind of real for you. So first off, we start with your current energies, which is the Four of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Now, honestly, I feel pile number two, you are tired. Some of you are in some kind of a recovery mode, some kind of burnout I can see over here. And, there's some kind of disappointment, or this could be like, you've been pushing too hard and you didn't, you didn't yield the results that you expected. So this Four of Swords, it's telling me that your energy is saying, I need a break before I break, that kind of an energy. So you may feel like you are moving slowly because we have the Knight of Pentacles energy here, which is methodical, steady, but it's not flashy. And with this Seven of Swords here, here's a real talk over here. Now, some part of you doesn't fully trust the process. So, or maybe even yourself. So you might be second guessing your intuition, underplaying your ideas, or not telling the full truth about what you really want because you're scared it's too much or too risky. That's the kind of energy I'm getting, energy vibes I'm getting from you. Or, you might be even playing it safe to avoid repeating past mistakes. But, your spirit is whispering you're not that version of yourself anymore. The version of you now is, way wiser, more strategic, more aligned. So you need to trust yourself on this. Now we'll move on to the next set of cards. Now, what is that, what is part of your soul's unique design or purpose for long-term abundance? And for that, we got the Magician, Five of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. Now, how do we go about this? So, I really love this combo even for you, pile number two. So for pile number one also, I really love the combo that they got for this question. So you were born to create abundance through your skills, your voice, and your ability to work with diverse or even chaotic energies, because you are in a position to even collaborate, work as a team, but at the same time, even if there's chaos around you, you can still do it quite well. Now, the Magician is saying that you are multi-talented. You can't be just caged into one identity, whether, it's spiritual, artistic, business, coaching, or, even consulting. Okay, so right now I have a big butterfly outside my window. I haven't seen a butterfly since a long time, just outside my window. So I see some kind of transformation also coming in for you, pile number two. That could be a sign. So, and that could be your sign if you see a, a unique butterfly anytime. Maybe, that is when this abundance is going to come in for you. So yeah, let's get back to your reading. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, so you cannot be caged into one identity is what I was trying to tell you. Whether, it's spiritual, or whether it's, like being in a business, maybe coaching, consulting, maybe being an artist. So you have a natural knack for channeling energy into form. But then, we have this Five of Wands energy, which is telling me that you have probably had to fight for your space, maybe even literally, maybe emotionally also. So you might come from a background where your ideas weren't taken seriously, or where you had to prove your worth over and over again. So, but this card also shows your ability to thrive in such environments where, others give up. You do not give up. You're not afraid to, challenge norms or disrupt or any kind of outdated systems. So this rebellious energy is actually a part of your abundance code. You have the magician, you have the rebellious energy, and then you have the Three of Pentacles. And this is about collaborative mastery. So you're not meant to walk this path alone. Your abundance grows when you walk with others, when you work with others, when you share your gifts and allow yourself to be seen as a master of your craft, not just, just a quiet contributor, not like that. You are meant to be seen as well. So that is what your abundance code is, pile number 2. So what shift or action is needed to align with this soul blueprint? For that, we've got the World card, we've got the Knight of Wands, and we've got the Four of Cups. Okay. So this is big, okay? Now the world is literally saying complete the old cycle. There's something that you've outgrown, and something which is no more useful in your life. This could be anything. This could be a pattern, maybe a job, a way of thinking, or even possibly a fear-based identity. And you've been dancing around this edge of transformation, again, because I saw that butterfly that time. So there is transformation here. And, Spirit is saying that it's time to close that chapter. And you can close this chapter with grace so that the new one begins for you. Now, next up, we have the Knight of Wands. This brings the fire back. Possibly you've dulled your spark for so long, trying to stay safe. And, I heard the doorbell, so clearly it's true. You've dulled your spark. Maybe you are dulling yourself in a way to, let others shine and dull your spark. That is the kind of energy I'm getting. So, what I'm getting is that your abundance comes in from your boldness and not, from being meek or someone who, stays quiet. So this is a call to say yes to the idea that excites you, even if it scares you. So say, for instance, book that trip, launch that, or, something that you've been trying to launch, maybe some kind of an offering or a business or anything, a product, or say the truth. And, burn that rule book. You don't need that rule book anymore. That is a message that is coming across. And this Four of Cups, it's a warning not to get stuck, So you might be so focused on what didn't work that you're missing that magical opportunity right in front of you. So open your heart, stay awake. The nudge that you've been feeling, it's real, because you need to understand, if you just stay in that disappointment energy, then nothing will work out. So you need to move out of that kind of disappointment energy. So now what kind of abundance is trying to manifest for you next? Now for that, we got the Tower card and the Two of Pentacles, and I removed this card, Eight of Wands, for clarification. So yeah, let's get on with this as well. Now we'll see what is that, what kind of abundance is trying to manifest for you next. Okay, so this Tower card it's here to shake you into alignment. I don't think it's here to punish you. So there may be a sudden shift coming, something that clears the old structures that can't support your next level. Now, for that matter, I also get the feeling that, this world card, what was it trying to tell you? Complete that cycle with grace. But if you do not complete that cycle with grace, then you have the tower card which comes and then it just shakes everything up. So yes, you have the tower card which can shake up everything. The old structures, they will get destroyed. So this could look like, a job ending, a big realization, or maybe a moment where you finally say, I can't live like this anymore. That kind of a moment can come up. So, but you don't need to panic because, we have the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles shows that you will land on your feet. You are learning to, juggle your life and with more grace, balance. There's trust over here. And with this Eight of Wands, momentum is coming fast. So once this tower moment passes, or once you, courageously initiate it with this world card, things will move quickly. Think of unexpected blessings, travel offers, or any kind of a breakthrough. It's coming in really quickly. So spirit is like, we are not going to let you sit in stuck energy anymore. You are meant to thrive and not survive. And that is why that butterfly also came in for you at the right moment. Now, yes, we'll get on to the bottom of the deck, which is the King of Pentacles energy. Now, okay, look at that. Below the King of Pentacles was the Queen of Pentacles. So you have the masculine and the feminine. What more could you ask for? So this is your anchor. This is what, what's being bothered beneath all the changes. So real, rooted, reliable prosperity. So you're not just meant to make money, you're meant to hold it, grow it, and live in a way that feels safe and sovereign. So this card is also, it's telling you that your future self is already living this life. Align your energy with them. And ask yourself, what would the King of Pentacles version of me do today? Including the Queen of Pentacles energy, which was the next card below the King of Pentacles. And then do that. Whether, it could also mean, whether budgeting better, eating with intention, or just saying no to someone, who's draining you. That could also be the case. So I'll quickly pull out some couple of oracle cards for you before we close the reading. Pile number 2. One from this deck. One from this deck. So we'll start with this one. Okay, again, we've got the same card, same as pile number 1. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. So again, I see powerful change happening in the coming eclipse season. Whenever is the next eclipse that is coming in after you watch this reading, because this is a timeless reading. So whenever you're watching this reading, the next eclipse that comes up, you will expect a powerful change which is going to come your way. Then we'll look at the next card. Surrender to the divine. Full moon. So you're being asked, guided to surrender to the divine, because things are falling into place for you, provided you surrender, let go, and not hold things too tightly, or have that control. Just let go of the control, because that is when things will fall into change. That is when that powerful change is coming in. That is when things will fall into place. Sorry. The next card is solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you're all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. So somewhere you're being asked to, along with, surrendering, Also, uh, set that time aside for solitude. And solitude does not mean feeling lonely. It's more about enjoying your own company. And this could also be enjoying your own company in nature. That's the kind of guidance that's coming in for you. File number 2. And the last card, last but not the least, new moon in Cancer. So relax. Cancer. So, okay, we're already in Cancer season right now. Yes, so you are being asked to relax and let go. Again, relax, surrender to the divine. So there's clearly this message that is, typically which is coming in for pile number 2 is to let go, surrender, and relax because things are falling into place. There are powerful changes that are coming in, expected, and those are surely coming in during, as soon as the next eclipse that happens. Yes, so I will close my reading here. I'll just give my final thoughts before I close my reading here. So what I'm feeling is that your abundance journey isn't about any kind of shortcuts, any kind of flashy shortcuts. It's about having that inner mastery, or even having those brave choices, and even letting go of old belief systems, frameworks that no longer serve your expansion. So the universe is literally clearing space for your upgrade. So I feel you should just allow that tower to fall where it must, because what's meant for you is already on the way, and it's coming in really quickly. It's coming in quickly for you. So if this resonated with you, pile number 2, just drop a fire emoji in the comments, or even a butterfly, because we saw the butterfly outside. And remember, you're not starting from scratch. You are starting from experience, wisdom, and soul alignment. So with that, I'll close my reading here. Lots of love, light, power to all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Welcome, pile number 3, to your reading. So you may have chosen this pile because you were drawn towards these cards, or you were drawn towards this rose quartz in this tumble form, or you may have chosen this pile because your birthday may be in the month of June or July or October or December. So let's quickly pull out a few cards. I will pull out these cards basis the following questions. What is your current energy around abundance and prosperity? Then what is part of your soul's unique design or purpose for long-term abundance? What action or shift is needed to align with this blueprint? And what kind of abundance is trying to manifest for you next? So I'll just quickly pull out the cards first. Bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. So we have the Page of Cups, we have the Devil, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Seven of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Cups, King of Swords, we have the Justice, and the Sun card. So let me just place this bottom of the deck card over here, the Chariot, and then I'll start with your reading. So, all right, let's start. So first up, when we start with your, your current energies, surrounding you, which is basically around your abundance and prosperity, energies related to that. So for that, we have the Page of Cups, the Devil, and the Ace of Wands. Now, what I'm getting right off the bat is that your energy kind of feels like a wild mix of, dreamy hope, emotional craving, and temptation as well. So this Page of Cups, there's this beautiful energy of innocence, that that part of you that still believes. And maybe you've got a vision, or there could be like a spark or an inspiration or a desire that you're secretly nurturing within you, and it could be starting something creative. So like launching a soulful business, or maybe even imagining a more joyful, aligned life, something on those lines. But then we have the Devil card here. So this card, this energy kind of feels like there's some kind of attachment here. So you possibly, you may be tying your self-worth to financial outcomes. So you might feel stuck in a loop, overcoming, or trying to overcome some, negative kind of habits within you. That could be the case. Or there's also a possibility you may be overworking, you could be procrastinating, or you could be undercharging for your services if that's the case. Or you may be even chasing validation through your achievements. So that could be the case. So there could also be emotional spending, or there could be addictive habits, like I said earlier. That those habits could be like, they could be soothing you temporarily, but then ultimately they block your abundance. So that's the energy that I'm getting. But then we also have the Ace of Wands over here. So, the fire's still there. It's still alive. You want change. You're done playing small, or you're done playing safe. So the desire is to live more freely, creatively. That's the thing that I'm getting. And also there's this desire to, waking up to doing something, like an inspiration, and maybe doing something for the first time, trying something new. So that kind of an inspiration is there, because we have the Page of Cups, something which you really like, something which is close to your heart. You want to try something which really gives you that sense of fulfillment, and that inspiration, passion is also there. So let's move on to your, the next set of cards. So this is your soul's unique design for long-term abundance. Now, here we have the Seven of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Now, what this is trying to tell me is that, this Seven of Wands gives me that, whenever I look at the Seven of Wands, it gives me that feeling of someone who is, who's a trailblazer. So your soul chose a path that would require courage, resilience, and sometimes even standing your ground and standing up for yourself, even when, others, they don't get it. So you are not meant to fit in, you're meant to, shine differently, different from the rest of them. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which is like your soul is learning how to bring about balance. So it's learning abundance through balance. So you're probably juggling a lot of responsibilities, is what I'm getting. It could also be like some kind of, maybe, these responsibilities could mean like, say, passion projects, or maybe healing work, or could be, a day job, and or maybe a soul business on the side, could be a side hustle. So you thrive when you stay in motion. But the challenge is not burning out while trying to do it all. So your abundance will grow when you learn to prioritize energy over effort. So you have to work smart. Not just work hard, but work smart. That's the thing. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So you're here to bring passion and movement into this world. That's what your soul has set out for. So you might not always feel consistent, but when you're lit up about something, your energy, it becomes magnetic. And people feel your excitement. So you need to use that. That's that unique quality within you. Use that. So your abundance will flow more naturally when you're doing what genuinely, which excites you, not just, which feels safe, but something which really excites you. So those are your cards, with, related to your unique design for long-term abundance. Then we'll move on to what action or shift is needed to align with your blueprint. So for that, we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the King of Cups, and we have the King of Swords. Now, honestly, this is the action which is required from your end, and these cards just give me a lot of mature energy that is required. If you look at this lineup, we have the Nine of Pentacles, King of Cups, King of Swords. Nine of Pentacles, very clear, there is this, it's a reminder to own your independence, value, and capability. You are capable enough. So you don't need to wait for someone to invest in you. You don't need to wait for someone else's validation, or, someone else to give you permission. Your next level of abundance, it starts with fully owning your own power. Whether that's, raising your prices if you're undercharging. That's what the thing, that's what came to me first. Or, even setting better boundaries, or, also like simply telling yourself, I'm enough and I deserve this. That's the kind of energy that's required within you. And then next up, we have the King of Cups and King of Swords. First of all, this clearly states that there needs to be an alignment between the heart and the head. So, when there is emotional maturity along with that wisdom and that mental clarity, that is when abundance flows in for you. So, you need to have that emotional mastery over here. That's the key. So your emotions don't have to rule you. They are the tools, they are the messengers. So when you learn to hold your emotions with wisdom instead of reacting to every wave, you become unstoppable. So the King of Cups, this king, he doesn't beg. He attracts, because he embodies that calm magnetism within him. And then we have the King of Swords, which is complete mental clarity. There's clarity, strategy, there's truth. So it's time to make clear-headed decisions. You need to cut out distractions from your life. You also need to stop doubting your inner voice and take action from logic and intuition, because the King of Cups also means there's good intuition over here involved, and there's good logic, there's good mental clarity. And when these two kings, they get together, that's emotional wisdom plus intellectual mastery. So you're ready for next level leadership, and you need to be aware of that. You are already ready for that. So now we'll see what kind of abundance is trying to manifest next for you. And for that, we have the Justice and the Sun. I mean, what could be better than this? So we have the Justice and the Sun card, which are basically, that's the abundance that's trying to manifest for you next. And this is such a lovely combination, because if you look at Justice, it says it's time for karmic alignment. So if you've been doing the work, you've been putting in that hard work, whether it's energetically, spiritually, emotionally, you're about to receive. And something you've long felt was unfair may finally get resolved. There is balance which is being restored. And this could also possibly show up as a legal win for some of you. For some of you, it could also be a long overdue payment, or a relationship clearing, or for some of you, finally landing the opportunity that matches your worth. And then we have the Sun, like this is the happiest card in the deck, one of the happiest cards. So this is joy, clarity, vitality. And sometimes also it means fame or being seen, you know. So you're stepping into a phase of greater visibility and recognition. Your efforts will be recognized. And people are going to actually, for a lot of you, if there's fame, you're going to be recognized. People are going to applaud, your all the hard work that you've put in. And this will happen so automatically, sorry, it'll happen automatically. You won't have to force it. Like, people will feel your glow. There's a glow up happening over here. And your work, your presence, or whatever you've been through, it all starts to speak louder, reach reach even farther, and it also opens doors for you. So that's what is coming up next for you, as as far as what is the what kind of abundance is trying to manifest for you. And then we'll finally look at the bottom of the deck card, which is the Chariot. So Chariot is what? It's forward movement, it's victory, it's momentum. So your soul doesn't want to stay in survival mode anymore. It wants to move forward with purpose, not just dragging something from the past, but choosing that alignment and the direction. So what is this saying? It's saying that you are going somewhere. You're going places now. You might not even know every step, but if you align your inner masculine, the action part of you, the decision making part of you, and your inner feminine, which is the intuition, the flow within you, you'll get there faster than you think. So that's what the bottom of the deck is trying to tell you. So there is momentum, there is it's happening, and it's happening quickly. So I'll pull out a few oracle cards before I end the reading for you. Pile number 3. I'll pull out a couple of cards from this deck. Okay, this card I had to call out. And 2 cards from this. So first up, we have a time for healing. So yes, this is a time for healing for you as well. Healing from your past, healing from whatever the devil card is depicting for you, in terms of anything related to your past negative habits, any kind of negative belief systems, anything to do with even for that matter, I can connect with this justice card also, justice being served. So this is a time for healing. There is healing happening, justice is being served, and it's coming soon. Next up, we have communication is key. So new moon in Gemini. So this is trying to tell me that in terms of communication, you need to be clear. So as far as where we had the King of Swords with the King of Cups, this is clearly trying to tell you that you need to bring about that alignment between the head and the heart. And when you are communicating, there has to be first of all, you need to perceive correctly and you need to express correctly. That's what this is. So this is kind of connecting with these cards. So clearly you're being told that yes, you need to you need to give a lot of stress on how to communicate clearly, and that is with wisdom, with intuition, using your intuition as well. And you need to bring about an alignment between your emotions and your mental clarity. The next up, we have flourish. So the lotus flower fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. So, you need to shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life. Sorry. And you need to learn from experience. So no more, being in the Page of Cups energy. Now you have to move on to the matured energy, where you learn from your past experiences. Again, we have a lot of healing to be done from any kind of past experiences, moving forward with the Chariot, moving forward away from the past, learn from your experiences, shed your inner light on anything which is unclear, which does not serve your highest good, and move forward. And this could also mean for yourself and for others as well. Then next up we have New Moon in Gemini again. So again, this one is also New Moon in Gemini. So think it through. Maybe this is some kind of an advice or guidance for some of you. This could be specific to some of you. If there is something that you need to think through, then yes, you're being asked to not be impulsive and think it through clearly, and then you go for it, whatever decision you need to make. And last but not the least, be proud of yourself. So yes, you have to think about your you need to work on your self-worth. Again, this has come up. I can connect it with this Nine of Pentacles card as well. So you have to be proud of how far you've come already, and you are moving ahead, you are ascending. So be proud of how far you've come. So that was the last card for you, pile number 3. So I would say that, your long-term abundance is all about emotional sovereignty, empowered choices, and, daring to do things your own way. So you're not meant to settle for those, for something small. Your energy it's big, bold, and it's radiant because you have the Sun card as well. And, you've also got the 2 kings. And with this, the Sun and the Chariot in your spread, it actually means that your next level, it's actually a serious glow up. And it's, inside and out, both ways. So, what is the only thing you need to leave behind? You need to leave behind the old patterns, the old way of thinking. And also the patterns that told you to, play it safe, not being able to take that risk or come out of your shell. So if this reading resonated with you, pile number 3, you can drop a sun emoji or a fire emoji in the comments and let me know what part lit you up the most. And remember, you don't chase abundance, you align with it. So with that, I'll close my reading here, pile number 3. Lots of love, light, power to all of you. See you in the next one.